couldn't believe it. To me, my race is over now. The thing that I've been looking forward to for a year was done. What's going on, guys? In today's video, I'm going to tell you the story of my first ever cycling race. My first race did not end the way I was expecting it to at all, and I really almost didn't even make the race because there was a disaster a couple of days before. So let's get straight into it. On Sunday, the 16th of August, I was racing in the Hamburg Cyclassics 110 kilometer challenge. Now this is 110 kilometers, I think around 550 meters of climbing-ish through Hamburg, and the next day finishing in the town center where there's a crowd of people waiting and cheering you along, because the pros are taking on the Cyclassics on a different route just after we are. So it's an opportunity to be on closed roads in my first race, and there's expected to be about 6,000-7,000 cyclists there, and yeah, I couldn't wait. Anyway, that's on Sunday. Let's rewind a few days to Thursday. On Thursday, as you would expect, I'm cleaning my bike. I'm making sure everything is perfect for the race on Sunday. I was cleaning the bike upside down in my hallway. Bike fell over while I had my back turned and completely snapped my rear derailleur hanger off the bike. So my rear derailleur was just hanging on the floor. I cannot describe how angry I was. I couldn't believe it. I'm sure the neighbors could hear my swearing at this point, because to me, my race is over now. The thing that I've been looking forward to for a year was done. And then I decided to ring the bike shop where I originally bought the bike through. I bought my Canyon Aeroad through a bike shop called Rad Race, and I rang them in a panic and I said, I have a really big problem. I'm in the race on Sunday. Everybody knows about this race in Hamburg, and I've just snapped something on my bike. Didn't even know what it was at this point. Can you help? Super relaxed on the phone. The guy said, bring it down. We'll take a look. We'll see what we can do. But his voice was very reassuring, but I was still in panic mode. So me and my girlfriend, we put the bike in the car straight away and we drove to Hamburg, unloaded the bike at the back of the car and went straight to the workshop, and I waited to be seen. Luckily, there is a mechanic there who's a pro mechanic for one of the pro teams, I think for SRAM. He explained to me very calmly that if they have a rear derailleur hanger, it'd be fine and he could sort it. He said they are designed to snap to protect, I guess, the rest of the derailleur. I didn't know this at the time. So he went to the back and he checked for a rear derailleur hanger, and there was one left for the Canyon Aeroad. So he fitted it, checked it all over, made sure it was all working. It's absolutely fine, and we are up and running. I do have a slight bend in one of my spokes, ever so slightly, but the wheel is still running pretty true, so it's still well balanced and it's still working fine. I will get that spoke replaced by the team at Rad Race. Panic was over. After all that panic and drama, on the Friday, the day after, I had to go and get my race stuff, my race bib number, the stickers, everything I needed for race day. And I also got like a bag full of useful things like sun cream. I got some WD-40, and there's a few other bits in there as well, which goes in my bike cabinet there for the future. Nice to have. Yeah, and then I just took a walk around the expo and had a look at the different stands. You know, Van Rysel were there, I think Abus were there, the Elemnt, lots of other stands as well. Always good to have a look around, especially if you need some sort of last minute hydration or something like this. Race day, Sunday. I woke up at 5:15 a.m. because my starting time was 8:14. I got up, immediately had a huge bowl of porridge and jam, which is my sort of daily breakfast, and I had a cappuccino with 2 shots of espresso inside. I really wanted to be wide awake and well fueled for the race. Yeah, I ate that, got ready, and then I rode 10 kilometers to the local train station, which would then drop me straight off at the start point. And I had never seen so many bikes in one place. It was crazy. I was there an hour before my start time, and yeah, as I mentioned before, 6,000 to 7,000 bikes were expected, and just crazy to see that many people. It was great. The weather was good. I don't know what it was at that point, but I think throughout the day it was supposed to get to a high of 23, 24, which I thought was perfect for cycling. So after a tense bit of waiting around, at 8:14-ish, we got the go-ahead. Now, I was in block I, so it went from A all the way through to, I'm not too sure where it ended, but I was quite far back. First 2 kilometers is a neutralized start, and I sort of knew somebody from a group ride who was next to me, and we was talking about what our tactics were for the race. And I said, I just want to get through it safely, and I'll take it easy. If I can go faster, I will go faster, but first few kilometers I want to take it pretty chilled out. After that 2 kilometer neutralized start was over, all of that went out the window and the competitiveness just came over me. So I immediately sort of put the hammer down a little bit. I saw a few people started to push ahead, and I immediately jumped on the back of them and started to push the speed up. And within no time, we sort of caught some of the back of the group in front who had set off 4 minutes before. And I kept this up for quite a while. Yeah, this group of people seemed to know each other. And yeah, I just sort of tagged along really. And we were motoring past people and doing really well. And I was happy with this pace. And I tried to take it in turn, take my stint on the front when I could. And yeah, just sort of watch them, see how everybody was moving about. This being my first race, I was just trying to get a feel for having so many bikes around me. I do participate in group rides, but a race was a bit different. Bikes are moving a lot faster than in a group ride. And yeah, first few kilometers went well. After that, the pace was going well. Up the hills, it was fine. We were passing cyclists, not really any cyclists coming past us. I was very happy with this. And we were catching people in 2-3 groups in front. At this point, I was having a really, really good time. And yeah, there was a few incidents I could see. There was quite a lot of ambulances on the route where I could see people had fallen off, and that wasn't nice to see. I guess so many cyclists in close proximity, accidents can happen, but as soon as you saw a rider on the ground, that really gave you that feeling of, I need to concentrate here. I need to be careful because that can easily happen. So, yeah, every time I saw that, it sent the shivers down my spine a little bit, but I carried on in this group that I was with. Then midway through the race, we started to hit some more climbs. I was still feeling okay at this point. I could start to feel it a little bit in my legs, but it was fine. I was doing all right. However, as the race went on, and I would say in the last third, my legs they were fine on the straights, but on the climbs, I definitely was struggling a little bit. I was still going past people, but people were also going past me, and I was starting to feel a bit of soreness and cramp creeping into my legs. And then we get to, maybe the last quarter of the race. There was a climb up a bridge in Hamburg, and I could really feel the cramp creeping into my legs. I kept the momentum and I kept grinding to the top of this bridge, but I was like, this last few kilometers is going to be a struggle at this pace. We carry on, and I tried to recover in an aeroad position whenever I could and save, whatever watts I can and give the legs a bit of a break on the downhill sections. I must say the Canyon Aeroad felt so fast on the descents and on the straights as well. Yeah, it just felt great. What a quick bike. I couldn't be happier with it. As the last 5 kilometers came in, I got cramp in my legs, and I had to for a second stand up and stretch my leg out because I could feel the cramp really starting to burn and come in there. I kept on going and I kept moving. I thought if I keep spinning the legs, this will be better than, trying to grind. So I kept spinning and spinning. I could see on the Wahoo, we were, 108 kilometers, 109. And then we come into the last kilometer. The last kilometer is in the center of Hamburg, and there is people lining the streets, banging on the boards, because people are here to see you, but they're also here to see the pros. And this is your chance to you know, leave it all out there. And you know what? This is what I wanted to do. I thought if you get cramp and, you know, you have real soreness in your legs for the next few days, it doesn't matter. Just go for it. So I did. There was a few of us and I just sprinted and it was going well. I was gaining on people. I was having a great time. And then my chain comes off. Couldn't believe it. I just couldn't believe it. There was people all around. My chain came off and a few people who were behind me saw that my chain came off and they tried to help. They tried to push me, but they're going quite fast, so they couldn't fully push me all the way. And maybe 50 meters from the line, I don't know, I pulled over to the side and I stopped. My chain came off. I just couldn't go any further. I pushed myself a bit, but I thought it's too far to just keep pushing. So I quickly got off the bike, put my chain on, and I rode over the end. Not the way I was expecting it to end at all, and I was gutted, but I absolutely had a fantastic time. I couldn't tell you how much fun it was racing on closed roads. It was just fantastic. You know, you get your medal at the end, and to be honest, immediately after, all I could think was, I want to do the next one. I want to take part in more races, because that competitiveness in you and that wanting to push yourself as hard as you can and see what you're capable of, yeah, that just came out of me in full force, and I just want to take part in more. My legs were definitely sore after it, and today, the day after, my neck is sore from, you know, being in that position for so long. I know I definitely need a bike fit to help reduce some of this soreness, I think. It's been on the list for a long time to get a bike fit. I will do that. And I think my nutrition was okay, but I think I didn't have enough electrolytes and probably needed more like 90 grams of carbs than 60, which is probably why some cramp creeped in as well. If you're thinking about doing a race, let this be your sign to go ahead and do it, because it was so great to experience just a little bit of what it's like to be a pro for the day. You know, we had closed roads, which if you can do a race with closed roads, I highly recommend it. It was so well organized, and you know, you just get to put all that training, the group rides you do, you just get to put it into a scenario where you can really push yourself to see what you're capable of. If you like this video, then yeah, please like and subscribe. Let me know what you think of the race in the comments below. Let me know if you've done any races. I would really like to engage with you in the comments and hear about anything that you've been a part of. Thank you for watching. I appreciate you. I'll see you in the next one.